Because of your disobedience, many people will suffer. Yes, because of your disobedience, many people will suffer. Now, God held you accountable. He put you in charge. He chose you. He called you to do it, not nobody else. And even if he did call others, that's not for you to know. God has called you to do something specifically, whether it's write a book, whether it's get on camera, whether it's doing whatever God has told you to do. We all are put on here for a specific purpose in life, and it's all our jobs to fulfill it. God knows that you have certain problems. Because remember, God does not call the qualified. He qualifies the called. So when you're sitting here and making excuses, you know, God, I don't have this phone. I don't have this camera. I don't have this mic. I don't have this. I don't have that. Or it may be based off of physical appearance. God, I struggle with acne. God, I'm fat. God, I'm obese. God, whatever. Literally, y'all. Y'all, I've been making these same excuses up. And no, I may not be fat or obese. I struggle with things too. But that's besides the point. We make up excuses on certain aspects of what what we may be dealing with. Like, I don't have this, I don't have that. We may not be equipped with certain things, or we may make excuses a lot. But God knows all these things. Like, we letting God know we don't have this, or we don't look like this, or we don't have these certain things, and God knows all this. Us telling him that is not going to stop us from having a purpose in life. We are held accountable because of for other people's souls. When God tells us to do such things as write books, get on camera, um, speak in front of many people, we get kind of scared because we have a fear of doing these things. Oh God, I have a stirring problem. God, I don't look right. God, my hair ain't done. God, I don't have this camera. God, I don't have this mic. Like, we make up so much excuses. And then what if God does equip us with all these things? What if God does, what if we get in shape? Like, say our reason for not walking into purpose is not getting in shape. Like, we're obese, right? Say we get into shape, right? What's going to be excuse after that? Oh God, I don't have a camera. Okay, God allows you to get a camera. What now? God, I don't have a mic. Okay, God lets you get the mic. Sometimes we gotta learn to let other people see us at our worst. I'm sorry. We gotta learn to let other people see you at your worst. People are gonna see you at your worst. You cannot hide. You can't hide. We gotta stop overthinking. We gotta stop doing that. We gotta start just walking into it. Because gradually and later on, God will give us the things that we desire the most. But because we want to make all these excuses up, we're going to be making excuses until we die. And we will never be able to walk in our purpose because we're too busy making up the weirdest excuses, the excuses that don't matter. Because let me tell you something, at the end of the day, it's not about us, it's about others. We are called to serve others. And when we continue to be like, God, I, I, it's me and this and me and I, and those words are the words that don't matter because it's not about us, it's about others. We are called to serve others. So when we make excuses about ourselves, God, I don't look right. God, no, it's God. Yes, I need to serve others. I need to stop worrying about how I look. I need to stop worrying about what I have. Because even though we may be asking God for certain things, we already have other resources right in our face. You watching this video, God may have told you you're on camera. You're complaining about you don't have this big old fat camera, or you don't have this certain camera. You're blessed enough to watch this video. So that just tells a lot that you have the resources to walk into God's calling for your life. Why haven't you though? Because of fear? Fear will take you no places. Faith will take you many places. Having faith is just taking action. That's all it is. People make it so complicated. Like literally having faith is taking action. If you're not willing to take action, then you have no faith. Straight up. That's just how it is. So to strengthen your faith is just to take action. There's no in between. Some people say pray for faith. Okay, yeah, you pray for faith. What next? You're gonna keep on praying for faith? No. Take action after you pray for that faith. Yes, God will add on to it. He will strengthen you. He will uphold you. He'll keep you going. But you must take action. So after you're done watching this video, I want you today to go and walk into the calling that God has for you. Go walk into that purpose. Yes, we may have the relationship with God down pat. We may read our Bible every day. We may pray every day. But it's like, what's next? What do we have to do next? Our walk with God is never ending until He ends us, right? Until we are out of time. So when we sit here, we procrastinate, we waste time, we delay ourselves, we put ourselves in these predicaments where we waste time. When we do that, we're not just doing it to ourselves. We're not just holding ourselves back on our blessings. We're actually hurting others. We are held accountable. And I'm going to say that a lot. I'm going to say that a lot in this video. We are held accountable for others. Even when we be obedient, when we are obedient, right? And we do adhere to what God is telling us. And we do spread the gospel. Because that's what all of us are called on this earth to do. When we do that, now those people that do take heed to the word that God has called us to spread, now we are leading them to God. And then when they go through the same steps that we went through, like such as getting a relationship with God, such as reading their Bible, such as praying, fasting, doing whatever, they have now gotten into their purpose. Now God revealed to them their purpose in life. Now those people that we have spread the word to, now that they had went through what we went through, they have to go through purpose too. And when they don't follow the calling that God has put over them, and they don't walk into purpose, now they're also hindering others. They're also hurting others. They're also making others, allowing others to suffer because of their disobedience. It's a never-ending cycle. When one person gets saved, the cycle just repeats and repeats and repeats. Everybody gets the relationship with God. Everybody goes through the talking stage with God, and they get the relationship. It's like they get the purpose, and it's like it's a never-ending cycle. Like one person comes to Christ, another person gets saved. One person comes to Christ, another person gets saved. Like it's like a never-ending cycle. That's why we all, as children of God, we play a part in all of these things happening. And that's why obedience is something that's rarely talked about, but it's something that needs to be talked about because many people struggle with it. Many, like I myself. 7 months of disobedience. Like, do y'all understand? 7 months? Like, it takes a baby 8 to 9 months to be born. 7 months of disobedience. That's almost a year of me running away from God. Running away from God has caused me so much time. Like, literally, I wasted 7 months. 7 months, y'all. Oh my. That is a lot. Oh, like, I used to be on fire for God when I first started my relationship with Him. And I was reading my Bible, I was praying, journaling, watching godly content, cut out secular music out of my life. I was in isolation. And I feel like that's the best place to be in. And after a while, God was like, okay, you really want your purpose. So He gave me my purpose and He revealed it to me, right? Is that I want you to speak. Like, God, I don't have a camera. Like, I have an iPhone 8. The camera's gonna be all blurry. I don't have no storage. August. When did I get? November. August, November. So that's 2 months later, right? God allowed me. Because, see, He didn't have to, but He allowed me to get an iPhone 16. That's what I'm recording off right now. He allowed me to get that. Now, did I need to get that? No, I did not. I should have recorded over with the phone that God had supplied me with. But no, I want to be me and I want to do the opposite of what God told me. But that's why God's mercy, we take that for granted a lot. I took 7 months of His mercy for granted, right? Now, what if because of my disobedience, right, I caused other people to not know God? Other people may have died. Like I'm literally speaking the truth here. Like other people probably have lost their life not knowing the gospel because of me and because I want to be disobedient. Say that says when you're disobedient, there's many possibilities, there's many punishments that God could just put upon you just because of your disobedience. Because you got to remember, we can't keep on thinking that God is just this merciful. Yes, He is merciful, of course. He is loving, He is kind, but He also created evil and He can punish you just like your mother or father would, whoever you have living in your household. When you're disobedient and your mom tells you, your father tells you to wash the dishes and you don't want to wash the dishes, next thing you know, your mom wasn't able to make food because all the pots and pans are dirty. The dishes were not done because of your disobedience, because your mom or your father had told you to do something so specifically, so simple that could have helped other people in your household. You decided that you didn't want to be obedient to that. You didn't want to listen. Now because you didn't listen, others in your household, and including you, yourself, and your mother, are all starving. Everybody will suffer. People who you never imagined around you will suffer because of your disobedience. It is important to be obedient. Yes, it's a lot. Yes, you have a stuttering problem. You can't write the right way. Maybe God has called you to make music for His kingdom. You can't sing, like all these things. Or you just don't have connections. You don't have the resources. But God is telling you to do it. Do it. Because with disobedience, then comes punishment. And it's not like the punishment is anything that God just did to you. You did it. No, you put that on yourself. Like I said with the dishes scenario. Because of your disobedience, you didn't want to wash the dishes. Now everybody, including yourself around you, are all suffering. Y'all are not able to eat. So please today, be obedient to God. And I want to close this off with a scripture in Ezekiel. I was reading today and it convicted me so much. Okay. So I'm going to read Ezekiel chapter 3, verses 18 through 21. Okay. This is an NIV version. I usually read my KJV. Today's just an NIV day. Okay. So let's go. Verse 18. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 18, verses 21 through 18 to 21. All right. When I say to a wicked person, you surely die, and you do not warn them or speak out to dissuade them from their evil ways in order to save their life, that wicked person will die for their sin, and I will hold you accountable for their blood. Verse 19, but if you warn the wicked person, and they do not turn from their wickedness and their evil ways, they will surely die for their sin, but you will have saved yourself. Again, when a righteous person turns from their righteousness and does evil, and I put a stumbling block before them, they will surely die. Since you did not warn them, you will die for their sin. The righteous things that a person did will not be remembered, but I will hold you accountable for their blood. If you do not warn the righteous person to sin, and they do not sin, they will surely live because they took the warning, and you have saved yourself. So as the verse 21 says, right? Let's break this down piece from piece, right? When you're disobedient, you're causing other people to not know about God, other people not to be saved from their sin. People maybe struggling with things that they don't even know they're struggling. But until you address those things, they won't know. So I say that to say, be obedient. Please be obedient. Please. You do not want to be held accountable for others. The worst thing you could do in this life is be disobedient, one, and lead other people to hell. Like literally lead others to hell. Like freely do it. Those are the two worstest things that you can do in this life. So I tell you, pick a side. You could either be on the devil's side and lead others to hell, host parties, play music, secular music, do all these things, or you can either be on God's side and preach the gospel, talk about God to others, do what God's calling you to do. So I tell you, I love you guys, and I hope y'all take care to His word. God loves you, and He wants you to be obedient. He will have many blessings for you. Many doors will be open. I'm not the type of person that's telling other people what God has for them, but I truly tell you, when you be obedient, God will do many things for you. Just like when you're obedient to your parents, they'll reward you for your obedience. God will reward you if you're obedient. But now, if you take long like I did, and you waited 7 months, maybe it may take longer for God to bless you because you were disobedient for 7 months. Now you got to pay the price for all the mistakes you made in those past, I don't know how much days.